Don't worry, those aren't the living dead. Just locals who use this almost empty mall for exercise. You've probably seen the headlines, malls are dead, malls are empty, but are they really? The portrayal of malls in Hollywood as a teen hangout spot is well known from the 80s, 2000s, and even today's Gen Zers. But are they that popular? One thing these dying malls have in common is they are all indoor. And after a traumatic year that kept us perennially indoors, we are itching to get outside and buy pants without drawstrings, making the outdoor mall an extremely popular destination. With 250 malls expected to close in the next 3 to 5 years, and dozens of zombie malls trudging through the suburbs, we see you, empty JCPenney's and Sears. Are outdoor venues the future of malls? Basra Hodges, Senior Design Manager for Padcom, has a few thoughts.
I don't think malls are dying. I think some malls are dying. The constant development of malls is what keeps them relevant. You know, if you're not renovating your malls every 6 to 10 years, that's when malls start to become dead, when there's no new tenants, there's no new life. Westfield has lots of poorly performing assets that are outdoor malls. That's really because the resources haven't been dedicated to those malls. You know, in warm weather places, the outdoor malls are finding, good success by creating places for families to come and play and enjoy. But a lot of the colder climates with indoor malls, without proper renovation, the malls start to feel stale and dead, and it's not fun to be there. You need to bring in water elements, you need to bring in food and entertainment, and without that, those secondary malls really don't have a chance because they're not attractive to people. And so that's why we're having this epidemic right now. Thousands of malls, just not having the resources to improve.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's open air or indoor, just matters if it's updated and renovated. But what about newer malls that are still struggling?
When an anchor leaves, all the other tenants suffer. It has a ripple effect, and that's why underperforming malls continue to underperform. And some of these smaller malls, and it's anchored by a Sears and a JCPenney, then the JCPenney goes out of business or shuts down, the Sears shuts down, and then half the smaller tenants, your Foot Lockers and that kind of thing, they start to close because they're not getting that, walk-in foot traffic anymore. People go to Sears and then they walk out into the rest of the mall. There's, a good 20 or so retailers that are just real boons to a mall that really, you got that tenant and you know that you're going to have 10 other tenants follow suit. But Apple's really attractive because the studies say that when an Apple store enters a new market, they bring in constant volume of customers that then go out to other places. So that's really this kind of matchmaking game of finding the right mix for each location.
All right, now we're getting somewhere. Zombie malls can survive as long as they get a refresh and attract a large popular retailer. Sounds easy enough?
Hi, I have a delivery for you.
That must be my new Bluebeam t-shirt that I ordered online. Oh wait, online shopping. How could I forget? In 2020, online sellers saw explosive growth. Amazon alone had a record-making performance, with annual revenue up 36% and sales hitting over $386 billion with a B. That's gotta be a mall killer. Nick Egalanian, president of Siteworks Retail, has some insights.
Amazon itself is only about 1.5% of U.S. retail, so there are 8 billion people on the earth. The main function of retail is to supply the 8 billion people who need goods and services every day. I know we think of it as a pleasure operation, but its primary function is resupply. And the most efficient way to resupply is through efficient brick-and-mortar distribution systems where the customer provides the labor. The customer expects discounting and they expect convenience. Malls became a more expensive and less convenient way to get most of what you need. It's not an accident that you're seeing more dollar stores, Lidl's, Aldi's, and low-cost operations built than you are seeing high-end operations built.
So what should we expect of malls in the coming 10 years?
The developers that are successful are going to be really well researched. They're going to bring in food, they're going to bring in entertainment. We know for sure that the premier malls will succeed, but I'm hopeful that they find new uses for those malls that they can't afford to keep up with the time.
I don't think there's going to be a new version of malls. Outlet shopping will continue to be an important part of the discretionary spending, but the largest part of shopping will be transferred to strip center shopping.
Are malls the living dead? I think it's safe to say they're just dying as we've known them, until all the living dead malls have been reimagined as schools, restaurants, and I guess I don't know, like robot assembly factories? I'll just keep asking my friends to meet me in front of the pretzel stand for an old school hang. If you like this video and want to see more, in addition to Bluebeam video resources, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.